Hello everyone. In this video I will show you how to make a demo project in which we will connect MS SQL database to ASP.NET web application. So first of all, the prerequisites for this whole process is you should have Visual Studio installed and you should have MS SQL Server installed. So let us start. First, open the Visual Studio. Now Visual Studio is open. Click on the new project. Then on here you can see the different options here, and click on C#, click on web, ASP.NET web application. So give it some name, demo1, demo in my case. You can see the directory. Click on empty project. Now OK. It will take some time for a project to open. Now the project is open. So click on the Solution Explorer and click here. Then on Add, then add a web form to your project. Index. OK. Web form has been added. So now we have to write HTML code for front end. So here we have to write some HTML code. I have already written some code. We will copy that code and I will make you understand what it is all about. So first we will copy this code up to here. This is all HTML. So we are making here a table whose caption is insert data. In this project we will insert data into database and retrieve it. And this is a simple basic functionality we will use here. So in the table we will insert the name and email of a person, and click on this. Here we have made a button. When we click on this button, the form will be submitted and it will be stored into database. So now the another button will be on the interface. It will be named as retrieve. When we click on this button, the data from database will be retrieved and it will be displayed on the screen. This is a grid view and this is button, ASP.NET button. You can take them from here. This is button. When we click on this and paste it here, so it comes here, but I don't need this, so I will remove it. And similarly the grid view, you can see. Now this was all about this front end code. First I will clear these on click events. Now, the second step will be we will make a database in MS SQL Server 2014, and we will connect this database to that very server. This project to that very database, and insert and retrieve data from the database. Now, coming to MS SQL Server, I will use Windows authentication. So on the database, click on this. We will make a database of whose name will be demo. Let it be default. Click on OK. Now you can see database is here. Now on the table we can make a table here. I'm using a user interface method. You can use SQL method also. First will be id and its type will be begin. Now the second will be name. It will be nvarchar 50, and third will be email nvarchar 50. This is sufficient, so I will save it and name it as demo. You can see in the table section, you can see the table demo is created. One thing to remember here is our database name is demo, capital D E M O, and our table name is small d E M O. So don't confuse with them, these are different. So now the table is created here. This was all about we have to do in MS SQL Server. So close the server, we'll minimize it, and in the MS SQL server, in this Visual Studio, click on this design page. We will look at design view of this application. So click on this button. When we click on a button, it will create a method. Automatically a method will be created in the code behind file. Click on this. You can see the method submit click is created here. And click on this. Another method for retrieving data created here. So now we will save everything. Now coming to the source, we can see on click when we click it on this button, so this method was created, and when we click it on this button, submit button, this method was created in the code behind file. So now the next thing is we have to write code in this file in order to get and retrieve data from database and to save data into database. So the next thing is, first we have to do something like using system.data, using system.data.sql client. These are mandatory for connecting this application to that our MS SQL database. So using system system.configuration. Now coming to this solution explorer, and in here in the references, add reference and search for system.configuration. This is already in here, system.configuration, so we do not need to add this. Now in this submit kill event, we have to write a code to submit our data and insert it into database. So for inserting data into database, we have to do something. We have to make connection string. So first of all, I will make connection string in web.configuration file so that I can use it easily anywhere in the project. Now to write here connection string, we have to write some code. Connection strings. In here we have to write a connection string code. So I have already written that very code. You can see database connection string. I will copy this from here, and you can see I have added a name to my database, demo db, and the connection string data source is local. It means it is running on local server, local MS SQL server. Database name is demo, and integrated security SSPI. It means I will use Windows authentication to connect this, and you have to write this one, provider name system.data.sql client, in order to connect to it. So this was all about this adding connection string in this web.configuration file. So I'm saving this and I will close this. Now we have to write some code for submitting data. First I will copy the code which I have written and I will explain it to you. For the interest of time, I have written this already, otherwise it will take a lot of time. Actually, this code was written for connecting to MySQL database, so I need to do small change here. Now in this save data, everything is now alright. One thing I need to check here is this. Actually, you have to write configuration manager dot connection strings, and here you have to write the name of your database which you provide in this web.config file. It is DemoDB, so I will write it here, DemoDB dot connection string. So now I think everything is alright, it will work properly. Yeah. Now coming to this, first I will explain it to you. as you can see, this name and email is input type email. These are tag HTML elements here. Input type is email and input type text. These are HTML elements. To get their data in code behind file, we have to write this code, request.form.get. It is sent as a form, then from that form we have to retrieve it, and by using the name fields of these HTML elements, like name is email and name is name, so we have to retrieve their data. And then for connecting to the database, as we have provided our connection string in web.configuration file, that's why we have to write here this connection string configuration manager and this all code. Then for making the connection, we have to use this SQL connection. My connection name is con, and then we have to write a command which we want to execute on MS SQL server. So first I will write this null, and in this try catch block I will write cmd's new SQL command, insert into demo, because the table name we have to write table name. The table name is demo, small d, and for name and email fields we want to write this, and cmd.parameters added value. So as we have already made the table, but the first column is id. We have to make that column auto incremented. So I will come here, and in this design view, for this field, what we have to do, we have to come here, identity specification, we have to make this yes, and save this. Sorry, I forgot to say it before. So now we need only to send data for two fields like name and email. The first one is auto incremented, that will be incremented by itself. So I'm adding the parameters for name a1 and for email a2. A1 and a2 is here, and for connecting opening the connection con.open, and then for cmd.execute non-query means it will store data into our database. This is a command, we have to write this, and then we are closing our connection. For example, if some error occurs here in this field, in this area, then this block will be executed. First it will give us some error message, and then I will close the connection, because if some error occurs up to here, then this means error connection is not closed, then I'm returning from here. If not, then this message will be displayed and data saved successfully. So now for this retrieve button, I will copy the code, first I have to the same thing for connecting to database. We have to write this, and here we have to write SQL command, for connecting to database. We wrote this very code, and you can see here I have made a data table. There's a data structure in C#. We can store it is like a table. So when the data comes from database, we will load that data into this dt, and then if some error occurred, this code will be executed. And finally, if everything is okay, then we have to attach this data to our grid view. So grid view is what we have in this. You can see it here. This grid view is a table-like structure. You will see when I will run this project. Grid view dot data source dt and grid view dot data bind. Now, you have to write this very code in order to work it properly. So this was all about the code behind file, what code we have to write code behind file. So I'm saving the project and I will execute it. We will start it. It will take some time, a little time. I hope everything will work properly. You can see index.aspx. You might be wondering why it is taking that much time to load. Because it is on local host, it takes time. So first I will write some name here and some email and click on the submit button. Data saved successfully. It's working properly. When I click on this button, retrieve, you can see we got the data we have submitted. I will try another one with this email. Data saved successfully and retrieve. So this was all about how to make a simple basic database project in ASP.NET. So please like this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.